Harold T. Holden captured the West in sculptures and paintings for more than 50 years. From his artistic talents to the way he lived his life, Holden was a true representation of the cowboy spirit, a spirit that will live on forever through his artwork.
I think that H embodied his art. It was such a part of him that you couldn't separate the man from the art. He knew a lot about the cowboy life that he portrayed. He had lived it, and that gave him an insider's view.
Well, I think Earle represents all that we value and treasure, and I think it's fitting that he be in the Hall of Fame. I think it makes everybody in the Hall of Fame look better because of his presence.
Holden was raised in Eaton, Oklahoma, where he discovered his love for the cowboy way. His art career began after he attended Oklahoma State University and graduated from the Texas Academy of Art in Houston.
Well, he's a real cowboy. We all call ourselves cowboys, but H is truly a cowboy. I mean, he grew up as a cowboy, and he's just what you would expect. Had we not had Frank Eaton and Pistol Pete, it would have been H. Holden.
H's art was very important to him. He left a well-established career as a commercial artist early on to follow his passion as a full-time fine artist. And he would tell you there was never a question that his art was going to depict the American West. That's just who he was.
Members of the Cowboy family don't have to look far to see some of Holden's creations. Of his 24 monuments, 3 are located on our beloved campus, contributing to the beauty of OSU forever.
What I think of, especially for OSU students and faculty, is they're really touched by H every time they pass one of his sculpture that's on campus. Whether it is the kneeling cowboy, memorializing the tragic loss of the OSU basketball players, his depiction of OSU benefactor T. Boone Pickens and that of football player Barry Sanders.
I know he means a lot to the university because of his works, which are all over campus. Primarily the kneeling cowboy in the background, and then the statue of Boone Pickens. He was handpicked to do that statue by Boone himself. And then Boone actually watched it kind of come to life. He didn't see the finished product, but he watched Harold working on it. And then Barry Sanders, in my opinion, the greatest football player perhaps of all time, certainly the greatest running back. So yeah, his works are everywhere and iconic.
Holden dreamt of sculpting cowboy icon Frank Pistol Pete Eaton for OSU. As his 25th and final monument, Holden created a larger-than-life piece, planned to be finished, cast, and dedicated in April 2024 to cap off the Year of the Cowboy celebration.
His final sculpture of Frank Pistol Pete Eaton will be installed on OSU's campus somewhere in the near future, and I truly think that will be a fan favorite. And it's also a great honor to H because Frank Eaton truly was his hero, and what really was responsible for all the art that we see of H today, I think started right there.
As a fine artist, Holden was known for his attention to detail, particularly regarding the horses he sculpted and painted. Holden's artwork radiates an artistic style that represents a genuine knowledge of Western life.
I first met H. Holden at Panhandle Plains Museum in Canyon, Texas, where I was director in the late 1980s. He had work in a cowboy artist show that was really superb, and if the truth be known, he would have won every category had there not been a rule against it. He had wonderful sculpture, he had wonderful paintings and drawings, watercolor, oil paintings, and he was really an impressive artist that left an impression on me that lasted till today.
So throughout H's artistic career, he perpetuated the heritage of our great state as well as that of the American West through his skillful approach to storytelling, through his sculpture and paintings. His work can be seen in the Oklahoma State arts collection, and his sculpture can be found across the Oklahoma landscape, as well as Arkansas, Texas, and Missouri, and many other places across the United States.
Holden epitomizes the value system that came out of the West and the ranching community. He lived each day with the heart of a true cowboy.
H was very reserved, as many artists are, and but he was very genuine and had a good sense of humor and was able to laugh at himself. And I can remember looking at some things in process and saying, I don't know, Harold, I don't know if that looks right. He says, I think you may be right. I might have to make that nose a little bigger or whatever. He just wasn't so serious about his work that he couldn't have fun with it.
Cowboy, that'd be my word for Harold. And I think cowboy is a real compliment to anyone. I think cowboys stand for all that's good about this country and perhaps the world. When I think of cowboys, I think of do the right thing, stand for the right things, loyalty, hard work, honesty, integrity, all those things. And then who wouldn't want to be a cowboy? I don't think there's anything better.
Holden represents much of what the Cowboy family values and treasures. His creative contributions and exemplary character will continue to bring honor and distinction to our university.
Well, I think H. Holden is one of the preeminent artists of the American West, and as such, he certainly belongs in the pantheon of Oklahoma State University alumnus of note. He has given a lot of his creativity and he has reflected the values that he learned at the university in his work. When I think of Oklahoma State University, I think of Harold Holden.
OSU's land-grant mission focuses on enriching lives, and few have done that as well as Hall of Fame inductee Harold T. Holden. From a U.S. postage stamp to the OSU campus and beyond, Holden's artwork will enrich the lives of those who appreciate great art and the cowboy culture for many years to come. Harold Holden, 2024 Oklahoma State University Hall of Fame.